Ifia J. And I am lucky to have two opinion for who are going to advise me. Choboy, the reason why we are going to win this election is because of the work that we have done, the achievements of this government, and our vision going forward. This election is a clear choice between the future and the past. My opponent represents the past, and I, Dr. Bawumia, represents the future of this country. So, the choice that we have on Saturday as we go to vote is whether we want to go forward into the future or backwards into the past. Yekwenin anase yesanyichi. Muna tegaba ko muna zobaya. Gaba ko baya. Tiechanga toni beti alamla nyanga. Tiechanga toni beti alamla nyanga. We in the NpP, the work that we have done is underpinned by a mindset of possibilities. We believe in possibilities. We believe it is possible to transform this country into an advanced nation. And we have been living by this. Not many people thought it was possible to do national health insurance, but President Kufro did it. Not many people thought we could do free maternal care, but President Kufro did it. Not many people thought we could do school feeding, but President Kufro did it. This is about possibilities and the mindset of possibilities. When my opponent came into office, can you remember one policy, that initiative that we implemented in 8 years? 8 years. What did we implement? Was it Dumso or was it a confirm? We could not come out with any policy initiative affecting the whole country. One initiative. So the choice is simple. Are we going into the future with a mindset of possibilities, or are we going into the past with a mindset of Nkoko Nkiti? And sometimes it is important to remind ourselves, because we are a problem-solving government. And Nana Akufo-Addo over the last 8 years has demonstrated this superbly. We have been solving problems. When we came into office and many people could not send their children to senior high school, we said free senior high school education for everyone. We have solved that problem. 5.7 million children are going. But what is even more important, when we came into office, there were more boys than girls in senior high school. For every 100 boys, we had 68 girls. Today, there are more girls than boys in senior high school. And as the president said, their performance has dramatically increased. The course 6 subjects of WACC, the pass rate in 2016 was 24%. Last year, it was 64%. And the top 3 students in the whole of West Africa in the WACC exam last year, number 1, number 2, number 3, all came from Ghana. All came from Ghana. Today, I therefore was not surprised, but I was pleasantly surprised when the data ranking the 54 African countries by quality of education. There were 54 countries. 2 weeks ago, the data came out. Ghana is number 2 in the whole of Africa in terms of quality of education. Number 2 in the whole of Africa. Tunisia is number 1. Ghana is number 2 in the whole of Africa. Children, we have not left it at free SHS. We've brought free technical and vocational education. We have invested 6 billion Ghana cedis over the last 7 years in technical and vocational education, the highest of any government since independence. We have restored the teacher training allowances that were cancelled. We have restored the nursing training allowances that were cancelled. Today, in the area of healthcare, we have seen dramatic improvement. Major investment in health infrastructure, hospitals. We are seeing major hospitals that we are working on, even excluding Agenda 111. And the president has started commissioning the Agenda 111, and I will continue to commission them all the way into next year. There is no government in the history of Ghana that has invested more in health infrastructure than the Bawumia government. No government. None. Today, when we came into office, Ghana had just 37 ambulances, the whole of Ghana, and we said 1 constituency, 1 ambulance. Today, we have 307 ambulances in the National Ambulance Service. We had major problems with the National Health Insurance. It was collapsing. It was reverting to cash and carry. We have paid most of their debts, and diseases that were not covered under National Health Insurance, we have brought them in. Childhood cancer is now covered by National Health Insurance. Sickle cell disease, the drug hydroxyurea, is now covered by National Health Insurance. And since December 1st, just a few days ago, Ghana is now providing free kidney dialysis under National Health Insurance. Today, we have brought many initiatives to bear. We have issued the Ghana card. President Kufuor passed the NIA Act in 2008. 8 years of the Mahama administration, they couldn't issue the Ghana card. And when we came into office, the president asked me to champion the issue of the Ghana card. And today, we have issued the Ghana card to our citizens. We have done, when we came into office, Ghana did not have a working address system. You had to use landmarks by the tree, by the blue house for directions in many places. Today, we have implemented the digital property address system, and you can find anywhere anywhere in Ghana, any location in Ghana. Ghana, our own Ghana, is the second country in the whole world to implement a digital property address system. We have solved a major problem. We have brought in mobile money interoperability. Today, Ghana has done something no other African country has done. We have made our domestic payment system totally interoperable. Your Momo account today is working like a bank account. When I said that with Momo interoperability, everybody will have a bank account, my opponents never understood it. They talked about brick and mortar bank account. I'm talking about digital bank accounts. Digital bank accounts. Today, with what we have done with mobile money interoperability, in the whole of Africa, it is only Ghana that has complete domestic payments interoperability. Only Ghana. And we have 100% access to financial inclusion. Today, we have brought drones to help in the delivery of medical services. Blood to help in the delivery of vaccines and drugs. And today, our drones, we have 6 centers for medical drones, and they are delivering medicines to 2,700 hospitals and health facilities across Ghana. Today, Ghana, our own Ghana, is the whole world, the leading medical drone delivery service in the whole world. The whole world. We are leading. In the area of agriculture, we came up with the Planting for Food and Jobs program. The Planting for Food and Jobs program is one of the most successful agricultural programs that we have implemented in this country. We have more than doubled the rate of growth in agriculture, and we have increased food security in Ghana. We see the whole of Africa. We have 54 countries. The countries with the most food security, or if you rank the countries by food security, Ghana is number 3 in Africa and out of the 54 countries. Number 3 in Africa in terms of food security. South Africa is number 1, Kenya is number 2, and Ghana is number 3. It shows that we have done something right. When you come to the macro economy, what is clear is that notwithstanding the challenges we've had, it is night and day. We have done better across. Then when you look at infrastructure, we have done almost too much, isn't it? We have done more roads than his government, isn't it? We have built more airports than his government, more interchanges than his government, more hospitals than his government, more schools than his government, more ports than his government, more fish landing sites than his government, more public libraries than his government, more fiber optic cable than his government, more sanitation facilities than his government, more zongo infrastructure than his government, more infrastructure for the military, the navy, and the army, and the police than his government. So there's not one area, one in infrastructure, one that he can compete with us. Not one across all the sectors. The data is clear. So when he said The performance of his government was better than ours. I said to him, if you believe that, then come for a debate, one-on-one. Let us show whether it's the case or not. Come for a debate. Come for a debate. When you come for a debate, you cannot come and say, Eliasu, and go away. I'll pin you down with the facts and data. I'll pin you down with the facts and data. I will pin you down. When I told him to come, Osuro, Ojani to some kukon kiti, Ojani. So, on what basis does John Mahama want to come back? What is the basis? You cannot say you've done better in education, not in healthcare, not in agriculture, not in infrastructure, not in digitalization. Maybe you have done better in Dumso, I confirm, and then Kokon, that's it. We want a government. To move away from a dependence on oil and gas to solar power. We are going to bring down the cost of electricity by 50%, and we are going to do it by moving to solar power. We are going to move to electric vehicles in public transportation. We have started to do the pilot by moving to electric. Done better in Dumso, I confirm, and then Kokon, that's it. We want a government. We want a government that is going to move this country into the fourth industrial revolution. I have many initiatives that I am bringing. I want Ghana to move away from a dependence on oil and gas to solar power. We are going to bring down the cost of electricity by 50%, and we are going to do it by moving to solar power. We are going to move to electric vehicles in public transportation. We have started to do the pilot. By moving to electric vehicles, we are going to bring down the cost of public transport by 50% to everybody. We are bringing down the cost of public transport. We are going to leverage the private sector of this economy to create jobs. The private sector holds the key to our wealth creation and prosperity. I am going to make sure that at least 3% of GDP, that is 30 billion Ghana cedis, is ceded to the private sector from the public sector to create jobs for our economy. I am going to bring a flat tax regime to Ghana. A flat tax regime for our imports, a flat tax regime for our incomes. And that will make it very, very easy for tax collection and understanding compliance and so on. So Ghana will have, by the grace of God, a flat tax regime next year. To make sure we all start on a clean slate. I'm bringing in a tax amnesty for all businesses and individuals next year so that we move. The transformation of this country cannot be done without railway infrastructure. We, in the first 8 years, we have been focusing a lot on our roads. I am going to bring in the required investment to build our railway infrastructure. Accra, Kumasi, Paga, Kumasi, Takoradi, Ejisu, Eduade, Awasu, Ninahiri, Eduade. We are going to do all those railways and great jobs for this country. We are also going to enter into the decade of housing. We are going to address the decade of housing. We are going to build houses just like Singapore did with private sector capital. And I'm going to move. Look, let me tell you one thing. State Housing Corporation, during President Mahama's term of office, state housing, they built only 12 houses. 12. During our term, we have built over 1,000 houses in state housing. When you go to Tema Development Corporation, TDC, during Mahama's period, they built 0 housing. 0. During our period, TDC has built over 1,000 houses. So, when I tell you that we are going to go into a decade of housing, I know what I'm talking about. We are going to go into a decade of housing to leverage on the private sector to build housing. And housing means jobs, carpenters, masons, electricians, plumbers, windows people, roofers, a lot of jobs to all our people. So we are in the digital world. And I want to provide the youth digital skills. I want to train at least 1 million youth of Ghana in digital skills. They can stay here in Ghana, work in America, work in Canada, work in Singapore, work in the UK, work in Australia, right from here in Ghana. We are in the digital world. You will get digital skills. We have many policies that we have put in our manifesto. Of course, I cannot put all of them out here tonight, but I have been talking about them. One key policy is the credit scoring system. The credit scoring system. We are going to change Ghana with this credit scoring system. Today, if you finish school, you are working, everything you have to buy is cash. Everything is cash. We have introduced a credit scoring system, and very soon we will be buying things from next year and be paying small, and everybody will see an increase in their standard of living. This is a major policy that we are bringing. We are also going to see, as we go forward, under my government, all persons with disability will go for university and tertiary education for free. All persons with disability will go for tertiary education for free under my government. We are going to transform this country, move it to another level. As we go on Saturday to make the choice is between the former president who represents the past and myself. You should ask yourself, who can better unite this country? Who can better unite the diversity of this country? Who can bring innovative ideas to propel Ghana into the 4th Industrial Revolution? Who has the integrity to fight corruption in this this country? Who has the integrity to fight corruption in this country? Somebody, who has the compassion for the disabled, for the vulnerable, for the sick in our society? Who cares about the needy? Somebody, who can protect free senior high school education? Who can protect free SHS? Who can protect teacher training allowances? Who can protect nursing training allowances? Who can bring more development to our Zongo communities? Somebody, you should mull all these questions and ask yourself, who will work very hard and selflessly for the people of Ghana? Who will work very hard and selflessly for the people of Ghana? Somebody, who can protect our natural resources? Who can protect our natural resources? Somebody, if you ask yourselves all these questions, there is only one answer, and that answer is number one. It's number one. It's number one. It's number one. That answer is clearly Dr. Bawumia. And that answer is clearly the NpP parliamentary candidates in all our constituencies. Number one. Somebody, I don't need a honeymoon. I don't need a honeymoon. I know what I want to do from day one in the presidency. Give me the chance to transform this nation. I have my own vision. I have my own vision. I have my own ideas. I'm going to build on our splendid record and transform Ghana and propel Ghana and unleash the forces of the private sector in Ghana to bring in the investment to transform this country. So it's number one. It's number one. Somebody, I'm busy. Tinabai, Nia Pangama, Molaya Zagina, Asibidari, Katuboti, Elboti number one, NT, Dr. Bawumia, the NpP Jintoro, Baba Constituents Maza. Iya Namazana Patajama, Salam Alaikum. Naso, Lan Asibid, Kufita, Kuzo, Kuvote, Kubai, Dr. Bawumia, number one. Miriam, Miss Robia said, Yamba police station, Miminda. Nayan to Apanu boom, Emma number one. Wedding Papa Baya and Wafaya Mame, now up on fire,
the election. At the end of na Saturday, na Kotua Bala.
Ishranka Wudi. Yadawasi Erade Sawacha Yaso Ama and that action. Yabomba Yasa Menenda Airpay. Erade Paja Umuni and Kunem. Erade Paja Umoma NpP Amano Kunim Kunem. Erade Paja Umo. Nadina Yepaya. Yaja Seda Enikapia. Yaja Saudi Kokono. Amen. 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 Yadamasio, Yamisha Winena, Yamisha Winena, Yamisha Winena, Yadamasi, Yadamasi, Yadamasi.
Okay, mami na busuafo nyina ase na ye fancy as how the reason show me da busuafo nyina ase ye beto aso another time me da mu nyina wase.
It's the 5th of December, preparing for the big day, Saturday, the 7th of December, where Ghana goes to the polls to elect that gentleman that will lead the country in the next 4 years. Tonight on election night, we're looking at what would it take for you to vote for whoever.
HBR, the former president,
Right, eti yenna busuafo nyina ase mo amoboa ye ema ye call live na ye fa live feed no me da obi bia ase meda obi bi ase na I mean it's possible, it's possible, it's possible, it's possible. And yeah, meda obi bi ase say anytime biana we you live no mo boa ye ma ye ba ne ye be die so ye betimi di aboa. So don't forget say vote number 1. I mean, it's possible. So vote for number 1 on coming Saturday. It's a general elections in Ghana, and we wish you all the best. And we encourage each and everyone to vote for number 1. Proud African, big shout out to you, Proud African. May that say. Victoria Boadu, thank you. Abna Asari, thank you. Pacho Obian test Obian chere vote number 1. Vote number 1. Me pacho Obian vote number 1. In the comment section, number 1, number 1, number 1, number 1, number 1. Proud African, thank you, thank you, thank you. Obia comment section, vote number 1, vote number 1. Pacho Ansani Yasoreso. Proud African, thank you. Big thank you. Big thank you goes out to Abana Asare. I mean, I wouldn't say no. NDC, one more campaign I want last rally no. Etonsiomo. NDC rally ni tonsium. NDC, one more rally ni tonsium. One obi anko ye kra. Thank you. Nanama, number 1, number 1, number 1. The winning team is the NpP. Proud African. Yeah, eti omu rally no more yen na o madina but almost omu get it all shut down. Anya adwuma amanfo antimi ankoyi. Agosia Buatima, Agosia, thank you. Agosia, thank you. Yeah, that's number 1, number 1, number 1. Number 1. Eti that's the showdown. Bawumia ma showdown na manaefe. Mami nabusiafo nyina se Belinda Che, thank you. Belinda Che, thank you. Margaret Abdoma, thank you. Margaret, thank you. Proud African. Nana Ama, United States, America, thank you. And that Saturday, Yebemo showdown. And don't forget, say, Mobe encouraging all the family members and say it is possible. Number 1. Dora will say thank you. Dora, thank you. Nanama will say it's highly possible. Thank you. Sasuna Teresa Boateng, thank you. And it is, I'll say, Proud Africa was a sign of defeat for the NDC. Thank you. Yes. And almost, in fact, they got off completely. And Sadia Mahama Khan is a sign of defeat, and Bawumia will defeat them on coming Saturday. And trust me, and I'm saying, sir, Bawumia will defeat them. I am telling you, sir, Bawumia will defeat you. And Ninginane said, Ghana, eteki bibia in na yetu abani yedia. The NpP will continue their good work, and there's no need, say, yebema the NDC abe continue na yebenya problem. I mean, okay, mami mfa number 2 ebi ano bi person friend o kana dwe kakra. Mami mfa number 2 ya say obetimi afrɛ me +233 242 +233 242 073114. Obetimi afrɛ me o person ofrɛ o de yɛmfa 1 or 2 calls bi ohun. Yeah, it's possible for you. Mami pini number we see here 242073114. Yeah, mpacho obetuma friend WhatsApp number no na yenhwese obetuma for 1 or 2 calls so why. Right. I had a reason so. Okay, mommy, let me say big thank you to Sarah Amwa. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. And I say, yeah, mami chia nanama Akosia Abuatima Boateng. Thank you. Fiona Holdbrook. Fiona, thank you. Thank you. Sarah Amor, thank you. David Apia Kubi, it's possible. Thank you. Obibia Obua the reason show every time. Money yetna ha say our more enjoy your content. Yedamwase. Sebastian AJ Sebastian Medasipa Amsterdam. Sebastian, thank you. Nanama Medase, Nanama say the reasons why Yedase. Many with team na Yadamunina Mwase, say BBN to make it canny mobile na Yedeba. The best. You will try to give you the best for the ability to be in fact, I see a year. Obaya Mimi, Obaya, thank you. Obaya, number one, Pacho, number one, it's possible. Mubia Bamumu, possible. Possible. Millicent Ochre, possible. Thank you, Millie. Medase, Medam Wasipa. Akosia Boateng, I just returned from home, Ghana. It's possible. Medasipa Akosia Boateng. Yadamunyina Mase, hi, the reason show. Na yenabusuafo nyinaa se na yenkankyere onum se eda memene da sori ntem kakyere busuafo no koto waba ntem kura wokọ yesoro ho uwia no ahwe ba bia osono no wo no ba bia wokoto waba ne ye number 1 and afei ba bia osono ne da no eho ye MP no na wato ama no sanity ye from odehye ba I had the reason so medam nyinaa mo ase. That's right, proud African. Proud Africa Midas. Evans Ankama Kofi. Thank you. Evans Ankama Kofi Midase. NFA Charlotte Dolly. Charlotte, thank you. Eva Ousu is possible. Thank you. Eva, thank you. Thank you. Every day, Midawase. Right. Thank you. Mami, hello.
Hello.
Hello, not to say. Right. It's possible. Mamita, it's possible.
It is possible.
That's right.
It is possible. With God, all things are possible. Yes, Dimunti, NpP, Ebedim Kunim, and when you mapa, Nanadu Dankwa Kufado, any Dr. Bawumia, or Maye, Yamin Sra or Pani or Makumapa, because ye are broaching for you, dear. The papa na ye feso adia na ado aye no ahampo aye ya abrochire no mpono.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Omo timi compare omo self to na ado adia omo aye no see omo team. I don't mean who said the missy and cast them in fact. Maybe they make and I mean slam one and the name of
okay.
Oh my god, dear papa, because you're bagana. What you say near mass, me bagana cram you to send me baby, I mean, crab me drum you one. Wow, it's maybe a master mammy can say, send another Dr. Bawumia, oh my dinner here for Mako, and could afford all my own beer. First, and go over square. Kaka krebi a odi be konto bo a odi made pa onya kwanko me sister ma asa me busuafo benefit me NpP ni me join NpP na me sa but NpP ati sa bi ntia me NpP ati
okay
wo mo ba o mo ye adwuma no ma na so ni bi so na NDC for me se o mo nyuma o ma sise nyina o mo ni o mo di fo atrofo no wo mo concentrate no o mo ye no the almost from Dr. Bawumia. And Yajuma, and you know, yes, Dimo. Nioma Sami so many big guasi. Naya who said the almost to buy city.
Right.
Almost your phone, almost Kwani, almost fabric, a crab, you know, especially Papa Usubempano. No one that sent for 40 and you from Mimi Obia, or Kapapa, and our coming before. But Metsnasia, who said no, Papa, or dinner phone and Shannon Crow for Cromo Casaman already so. What's meaning to crema or Otimini no crema or also was some common mananado. A tinkanado a bar. A dinner a sick quite send an ado now no buy our Petagana, you know. What's an alcohol doing was Yasama? No one white side, the whole president now called in any mother because of Uncola Crono or some fun. Who did already soon in Tino and what's in your camp, pay up say Ghana. Only beautiful, and I wo ba beto tata nanso minim say ye ne abusuafo mo Ghana nyina akasa mokoto aba na number 1 yes
That's right. It's possible. Number one.
Number 1 ye kamto number 1 ba bia wo suru gina no so no
na ne bagina ho
mo hwe de akoso parliament ye wa ha ye wa broti ha ye na ye yam you know because of the Ghana kofiase eti yesremo momfa opepa na aba no mo to so mo ntu ni ye na mo hwe so no so polling agents for yesremo mama money na ho mo mie mo ani mesesa Saturday no nko a mo mie mo ani na mo fa money ntu ho ye mo ma NDC for kwa ma mo ma obia.
That's right.
Mama money nyagin so mo di pio mo be ye bia o be to say John Melo say only vision back to say me who na me would ye fatin take at the ekoto abano nyansa to say obi to say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia mo Dr. Napomo any one more kanu sanko phone ye here mo hwene concept bi a mo ye oni mahama enu ni niema ye dia tawo any aso adifo trofo niema o ma ye no ukwatna santi ni fie so wanim na mu aso obi a wanno mo nsache wohu we kura chese aso de aso wanya kata we kura chese wodi nkuku
right
omo nkuku eti de ye dem paibo time wachi
right
na ya busuafo so ba bi omo obi aso yes ye di keske ma ne wo mo amo ma koto abasa me ma me se me kuro mi fra sante mampo embere wo ho no mo wo mo abo mo no mo fo mo kono mo koto aba no se de be ya ebedi nkuni
right
so yetimi aba ye nchi ahoto so
okay
na mi hira mo ne adwuma papa mo
me da say
ye time wachi pa
right yes you da say yes you da say pa Vanessa no all the way in UK that's Vanessa no right enti possible. Number 1 on Saturday try obi anko katra busuafo no obi anko to number 1 owia ba bi osono ne da no na wato amanti oto ama number 1 na wo hwe ba bi osono ne da no na woto ama the MPs no why obi an katra na busuafo right I had a reason so mama na busuafo Emilia Donko, thank you for joining me. Emilia, thank you. Charlotte Dolly, thank you. Sasuna akoso ya boaten medamu nyina wase. A-class, thank you. A-class, thank you for every day your support. Thank you. A-class, yeah, that's a proud African. Emilia Donko, yeah, that's why. Yeah, edamu nyina wase. Ubia number 1 number 1 akoso ya boaten number 1. Bia number 1 number 1 right. Okay, nti yebeda mo ase na me se ene ye no matena ha che efia no pa na yebetena ha se na ye moving on na ye na mu nyina mo ase obia nka na busuafo eda Saturday da memene da no pa obia o call so kokotoma number 1 kokotoma number 1 for na number 1 Dr. Bawumia Dr. Bawumia nanama me da se pa Nelly, thank you for joining us Nelly. That was say Joanna Ousu, much appreciate you. And Charlotte, okay. Christiana Sechi Mafo. Christiana, me that's why. Sasona Margaret Adoma, that's right. Me da munyina mo ase se dan den nyina ye na munyina tena ase. Teresa Boateng so ha say mahuno. And mahu Nelly. Mahu proud Africans so me da say. Don D'Agostino, baby obi amechia Black Soul, Mama Patricia, and afe Comfortela mu nyina ye chia mo. Na afe Abeta ye chia mu nyina. Na nakwaku o Dubai mechia opa. Ye chia busuafo nyina ye da mu nyina mo ase dan den nyina ye ne mo ye da mo ase. The reason show da mu nyina mo ase se ye ne mo na ekoba. Me da mu nyina mo ase. Right. Yeah, I think there's still number 1 echo. Number 1 echo. Number 1. Bawumia all the way. Number 1. NpP government must continue their numerous projects. There must be an NpP party to continue the projects. Because if you leave it for the NDC, it's going to be another story for the day. I mean, they have a track record of leaving projects from government. So it's better say we will advise our own people for them to understand the needful thing that they have to do on Saturday. Asantefo nyina mesra mo, most of them no ewa eya wo mu because of our lanchramati issue no mesra mo. Nya de a ala betima win election nti ya better say we maintain NPP na ma negotiate. Me humble advice. Allah supporters nyina na ya besra mo. Besra mo. Kofo ka say bi we say better so be cleaner in the party in power than to be a general secretary in opposition. Sa same way monkai. It is better for you to be as a cleaner in the party in power than to be a general secretary in party in opposition. So this is a word to a wise. Alan Tramatin phone no pay attention. While we are Santini, the NPP be am near be o my ya we are fatuba or the fatuba be na we are no be negotiating. Better. Say obe change obema NDC about power na o ma create different problem dey amamo. Would you have Mahama interviews I about only policy be the only thing is say I feel no about trouble only by more Ghana. Trouble about more Ghana. Mamin chia Ennis Michel pa Ennis Michel and Nelly Charlotte Michel Munina Nancy Sapon. Nancy, thank you. Nancy. Right. Nancy, thank you. So we are live from Legon. University of Ghana, Legon. We are live and I want you to live feed in the brem. Madam, you know, I say, you say, na yatwa so Ochana will be here. Na yabe monitor all the situations around. Security issues suni nyina no yade ni nyina bebremo. Nelly, medase, thank you. Medase pa. Eti yemfasia na yento asochana. Madam, you know, I say, hi the reason show. Yedo bibi ase, medam wase pa.